Hey guys, it's Gina, your Monday. So, my friend Carly, like a month ago, she made this Dear Future Me video, where she wrote a letter to her future self, and then she just made a video of her reading the letter. And I thought that'd be like a cool idea, a cool theme idea for, the collab video. So, this week, we're supposed to write a letter to our future selves and then read it to the camera, to you guys. And so it's kind of like a Dear Me, Dear Past Me video we did a while ago, giving advice to our younger selves, but this is for our future selves. And I'm not saying that like the other girls has to be like, that the other girls' videos and letters have to be like mine. Mine actually turned out really personal, but I'm going to just read it anyway, even though it's kind of personal. Alright, so, Dear Future Me, if there is anything at all that I've learned this past year, year 2015, it would be two things. One, the past becomes irrelevant, and two, life never goes as planned. We've been from one world to another, to hell and back, and even during some of our darkest times, we've always managed to pull through. At a young age, we quickly learned how fast things can change and how life waits for no one. I bet if you looked back 3 or 5 years from now, you were a different person, living a different life compared to who you are now when you're reading this letter. And a side note, yeah, it's true, because 5 years ago I would have never guessed that I'd be living in Chicago and working where I work and meeting and hanging out with the people I'm hanging out with and even doing this collab channel. I would have never guessed that I'd be such good close friends with everyone else in this channel. Anyway, so alright, let me continue with my letter. So, future me, what did you end up doing for your career? Did you become that successful businesswoman you've always wanted to be? After all, that was the main reason you went to DePaul University in the first place. And if you are running a successful business, what kind of business is it? Did it end up being that luxury cat and dog hotel, or did you come up with something better? And speaking of DePaul, where are you living now? Although I have no idea how old you'll be when you're reading this letter fully again. Which, honestly, I really don't know when I'm gonna... after this video, I'm not gonna read this letter, ever again. I mean, ever, as in for a very long time. I'm going to try to go as long as possible without actually reading or watching this video. Yeah, so, did you end up staying in Chicago, or did you move somewhere else like Manhattan, or even as far as Australia? I only ask this because not long after moving to Chicago, I quickly realized that while Chicago is the best location for me to live in, and where I'm currently living in my life, I also realized it is not where I wanted to live for the rest of my life. And even if you aren't living in Australia, did you ever go back? I hope you did, because we both knew it would be totally different from visiting the first time at age 18 with your mom after just graduating out of high school. And then what about China or the UK? Did you travel there yet? Those are both locations I've been wanting to visit for years. This next question I have for you is a big one. What's your husband like? Is he a musician who would you'd travel with whenever he would go on tour, or does he have that YouTube personality who always knows how to make you laugh? Is he of another nationality? I have always told myself that I wouldn't be surprised if whoever I married was from another country, since I travel so much. Or I guess the bigger question is, are you even married at all? Because love was never something I really grew up with, so it wasn't only until very recently that I truly believed in it. Not necessarily from first-hand experience or anything, but because I've seen it, and while seeing it can be enough to believe in its existence, it's very hard at this point in my life to believe that love truly exists for me. Not because I don't think I'm good enough or don't deserve it, but because no guy had ever really given me the chance, and luckily, there's still plenty of time for you to prove me wrong. One of the last questions I have for you is if you are still friends with the people who you are friends with when this letter was written. You and I both know that while we have never been bad at making friends, we've never had the best luck at keeping them either. You moved from friend group to friend group throughout all of your school's years prior to college, And ultimately, you have always walked this world alone to some extent. So if you aren't friends with them anymore, that's okay. I'm not mad. Our entire life has been of friends coming and going, some for the better and some for the worse. So as long as you didn't end up hurting them, then I'm not mad. And now all of the questions I just asked you and all the assumptions I've made could be completely irrelevant and incorrect from what your life is truly like. So if it is, then most importantly, are you happy? Are you happy with what you are doing in your life and who you are spending it with? Are you happy with the person you've become and proud of your accomplishments? I hope the answer to these questions are yes, but I guess only time will tell. See you soon.